Morning everybody, day 11, leaving Casa Vinegar. My start is just over here, which is kind of nice, straight down to a river path, and then we're off. I think I'll just quickly look at my phone though and see if I can't find a coffee. It is a public holiday and everything around here is closed, but that's okay, I'm stocked up. I just don't have coffee, which would be nice. Let's go. Doesn't that look like a nice start to the day? Alrighty, just got myself a cafe con leche from the last bar in town. It is the only bar in town that is open today. Well, so far at least. Oh, that's hit the spot. It was as hot as I like it, in other words, practically scalding. And yeah, it doesn't get much better. It's going to be the last one for the day, unless I get lucky somewhere around 3 or so when I hit the trail. When I join the Norte, I'm hoping to join the Norte somewhere along those lines. If today's anything like yesterday, I'm not going to rely on the 25Ks. I met a couple of fellow pilgrims in the restaurant last night. I actually met 4. I was able to converse a little with a lady from an older couple. She spoke a little bit of English, and neither of the peers are English speakers otherwise. And yeah, she told me it was over 30 Ks. So there seems to be a little bit of controversy about that. I think the accepted mileage is somewhere around about 28. So let's just leave it at 28, but it seemed longer. So, right, enough chatter. I've got, I think, about a K of this, heading out of town. It goes to a little Roman fort type thing, or a mock-up of one. Yeah, mock-up is the right word. But hey, you know, I'm sure that the locals enjoy playing around in it with their various festivals and stuff. That's what it's all about, isn't it? And kids enjoying themselves. Somehow I don't mind walking the roads on the Spanish countryside because I'm the only living thing around. Okay, maybe it's because it's a holiday, but there's nobody moving out here. So far I've seen cows and the birds are singing. The sun is shining. Yes, there's clouds as well, but that's all to the good from my point of view. It's pretty neat. I'm sure it'll change. Whew. Talking of changing, my long sleeve has got to come off. It was rather chilly half an hour ago, but to say I've warmed up is an understatement. You see these 3 green arrows on the tree here? Yeah, well, you see them, but I didn't. I went that way. Mistake. I'd done about at least 250, 300 metres, and thought, this is weird. I'm going too far away from the valley because there's no water on the crest of a hill. I was supposed to have gone that way. And look at that. There's another one right on the road. Remember what I said yesterday about keeping your head on swivel? Yeah, it would have been a good idea, eh? Oh well. It's all good in the hood. I did not go too far. What's half a kilometre between friends, right? Working on the premise that I'm supposed to keep touching base with the water, I guess I'm going the right way. I actually haven't seen an arrow the whole way along this piece. So there's several hundred meters, several hundred meters, following this lane. It looked as though somebody else has been along it before, because although there's wheel ruts, one side is definitely well more used than the other, and the grass was bent over, all going one direction, this way. So I'm no tracker, but big animals wouldn't have made it. Little tiny animals wouldn't have made it. But something like humans, and knowing as I do now that there are others out here on the trail, oh well, fingers crossed, eh? Hopefully sooner or later I'll see another green arrow. Just to reassure me you understand. Look at that, no sooner said than done. There's green arrows here. Oh, there's green arrows here. I remember reading about this. I think I made a note about this. Time for the notebook. Decision made. I'm going right. I've had a quick look at the little building there. Just another old ruin. Tell you what, nice little location. Anyway, many more arrows going this way. It heads to the stream, so that's kind of more intuitive. And there's a lovely little stone bridge there. So, what more can I say? First other person I've seen today. I did try and greet him, but I'm kind of guessing he's a little hard of hearing, and he hasn't got his hearing aid in because he's out in the middle of nowhere, not expecting to see anybody. Looks like he's collecting something. Oh, horses. More green arrows. Behind me, light, fluffy clouds, blue sky, sun. Getting a bit grey up ahead. Oh, it'll be what it'll be, right? Let's just enjoy the moment. You know, it just occurred to me, power lines are kind of the modern equivalent of follow the water. In the old days, well, still, you get lost, you find the water, you follow it downhill, right? Here, power lines are going all the way over my head and off to the next town. Not rocket science, is it? And not only that, most of it's cleared alongside. Oh well, I prefer the streams. The graveyards here are something else again. I've passed I don't know how many of this along the way, obviously. I mean, they're always just on the outskirts of the little villages and so forth. Sometimes you've got a tiny little chapel. Other times, well, this is pretty substantial, looks like a full-on church. Sometimes they've got spoutings poking out the sides of the wall, which looks a little bit odd. But, you know, it's a modern way of dealing with the water. It's quite spectacular, to be fair. All these family vaults. I know some of you would like me to tour them, but it's not who I am. I don't want to intrude. It's quite something. I am not claiming to be a weather guru, nor do I have aching bones. However, somebody's left their banana on the side. Why can you throw it in the bushes, guys? However, it has gotten significantly cooler in the last 10 minutes. I think I'll go this way. That normally means only one thing. Seems a little bit bizarre to just picnic in the middle of the trail and have nobody come along. But that's exactly what I've just done. Nice, dry, relatively flat rock. I was able to take my shoes off, relax in the sunshine, have a banana and some chocolate, of course. I mean, let's face it, guys, what's life without chocolate? And coffee. Oh, he's hoping I don't get wet feet. That's a bit coffee. Oops. The first, in the distance ahead of me, I see bare legs and backpacks. Fellow pilgrims. Apparently, I'm now on the Norte. Now I had a little bit just back there at the cattle cross where one arrow showed turning left on the main sign, and then right along the fence line were a whole bunch of arrows going off to the left. I was like, okay, normally those crooked arrows that they've done mean that, 20, 30 meters, something like that, you're going to turn. But these arrows were right along the fence line. So I followed them because I've been doing that the whole way along. That was a mistake. 20 minutes of seeing no more arrows, I stopped and I looked at Google Maps. I'm in the middle of bloody nowhere. The Norte runs along the main road, which was just 20-30 meters from where I started off. So I had to backtrack. Now, of course, I've got all the arrows again. And yes, look, 69 kilometers to Santiago. Whatever. To say I'm a little bit annoyed at whoever put those arrows, those last few, is probably an understatement, because they were completely unnecessary. If they'd followed what they'd done in the previous stages and left those, to put the crooked arrow, and then when you hit the road you would have clearly seen where you're supposed to go. Because that's well marked again. Flippin' annoying. Oh, and by the way, looking at Google Maps, there was a place earlier where there was a gate and it gave onto a road and there was a green cross, so do not come this way, and arrows going off to the right. So I did not go left through the gate, but looking at Google Maps, that would have led me along nice little country lanes about 2-3 kilometers more instead of on this main road. So yeah, would have been nice. Okay, yes, today is dead quiet, as you can see, but I'm doing two sides of a triangle. I personally find it completely unnecessary for the sake of another kilometre or so in the bush. I would have happily stayed with those little country roads, so why they did this last piece like they did, I do not know. Provincia di Corona. Corona province. What do you know? Okay, so this is the Norte. You think they'd make an effort to clear it a bit more. Ah, finally. Strange being off the green arrows and back on the blues and the shell. But it's a good feeling too. Just had a spot of lunch with a charming mother and daughter from Holland. I actually met them last night in the restaurant, and the daughter was a little mean. She pretended not to speak English. She wanted to practice her Spanish, and I get that. And she probably also thought I was English, but that's okay. So yes, anyway, caught up to them today on the trail, past them, and as I say, we just had coffee and so on together. They've got a booking for tonight, so they're just hanging around. I, on the other hand, do not. So I'm on the Norte, something like 65 k's out of Santiago. Oh, and amongst the trees, I have to say the eucalyptus does smell beautiful. Oh, amongst everything else here, it's very peaceful. This is a nice piece of trail. This is very typical of the Galician ways. I've seen this sort of type of countryside, these type of lanes on the Ingles as well. Really lovely. I have to say there seems to be more of them on this part of the Norte than there were on the Ingles, but maybe I'm wrong. The next couple of days will tell. Improvements are clearly underway, as you can probably see. There's no footbridge just yet. I guess this time next year it'll all be installed. This is by the lake coming into Sabrado. There was a sign just before, but I didn't bother trying to show you because it's hidden by